This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
Today, our conversation turns to Borno State in the aftermath of the flooding, which took place after the Alau Dam collapsed on the 10th of September 2024. As relief efforts continue to pour in and rehabilitation efforts get into top gear, we speak with an advocacy foundation that has been involved in the process. The Lagdo Dam in Cameroon is equally of concern to Nigerians, and further floods have been predicted across some 11 states in the country. We're checking in on the relief efforts currently being carried out in Borno State. Our guest on the conversation this morning is Fatima Habib, the founder of Advocacy for Human Values Foundation. Good morning, ma'am, and thank you for joining us on the conversation.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. Can you give us an overview of the relief efforts so far in Borno State?
As we all know, this has been the worst flooding that the city has seen, and the water has drastically reduced. The relief efforts are still ongoing with the support of both the local and international organizations, and there are also civil society groups and some individuals in the country and even outside. And my organization has been providing food, flood support funds, medications, and other relief supplies assistance to the victims. There are other agencies that are also involved that are addressing health issues, nutrition, and sanitation needs. So that's basically what has been happening there in the state.
Now, can you speak to us about the process of verifying victims of the flooding? Because in the last week, there were reports of IDP camps closing and an insistence on only paying attention to those who live within the Maiduguri metropolis who were affected by the floods. Can you speak to us about how perhaps the organization and others have gone about verifying actual victims?
So, the primary challenge right now is to the fake identification of the actual victims, as there are other victims, individuals that are trying to claim that they have been affected by the disaster to benefit from the humanitarian assistance that we give or other people give, which makes it like a bit harder for the genuine victims to receive the support they need. So in that case, most of the NGOs that work in the state and most of the individuals, we have made it upon ourselves that, okay, the real victims are the ones that stay till night. So why not be giving the relief items and also going to the camps in the night to give all the humanitarian assistance that is needed, which is a very big problem right now, and it's a big challenge for all of us in the state. So I think that's the only way we are trying to tackle it, and the fact that they are trying as much as possible to take those people back to their homes, just so that they can go to the house, go to the affected areas to visit the houses and take data of the real victims that this has happened to.
So when last we spoke to you, you were able to show us a video of the level of flooding in Borno State, with the waters reaching waist high in some places. How does it look like right now in Maiduguri?
Well, just like I said, the previous time we discussed, it was very high, but now the water has drastically reduced, and even some of the victims have returned back to their homes. But I'll just tell you this, just so you know, there are more victims, there are more displaced people than homeowners in the state, because most of the victims' houses have been destroyed. Most of the people are now in IDP camps. Most of the people are now in mega schools because they don't even have a way to go to.
So we have seen the outpouring of a lot of support. Various prominent Nigerians as well as citizens have continued to send money to Borno State, from the EU to senators to the wife of the president. Can you, and we at the same time, we did see some complaints about the quality of the relief items that were being given to residents. Can you speak to us about this?
Well, as we all know, we saw it I saw it actually on the internet that they said only 7 million was in the government account. So I think the government has set up a committee where a flood committee where they will be visiting people and also giving most of the assistance that they need to give and taking data. But I guess because of the challenging issue of identifying the victims of the flood, that is why some of the relief items have not been constantly been given to these people. But everyone is trying in the city. It is just so overwhelming. Imagine waking up and everybody, like half of the city, 70% of the city being wiped away because of this disaster. So I think it is ongoing, but then it is a bit difficult for everybody.
Well, Ms. Habib, thank you very much for your time on this conversation, and thank you for the work that your organization is doing to assist residents of Maiduguri who have been displaced. Fatima Habib is the founder of Advocacy for Human Values, a foundation that has been involved in the rescue and relief efforts for residents of Maiduguri in Borno State who have been displaced from their homes due to the collapse of the Alao Dam and the subsequent flooding across Maiduguri.
We are intentional.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.